because I thought that was interesting because Stranger Things has seemed to have been getting a very strongly growing fandom. I think that is because we have enough like male characters that can face baby girlification. So that's one thing. But then also, right, like the original creators are doing like switching the original streamed episodes. So apparently things are not like super airtight because they had to go back and fix some stuff in the early seasons. And what we know of Supernatural, they can't keep their own canon straight to save their own lives. So I think you have something like that where you have a very interesting world, but the writers can't even like keep track of it. And so the fanfic writers are like, I guess I have to do everything my fucking self and fix this mess.
Yeah, actually, I have so much to say about that.
Yeah.
Well, for one, canon stuff, my ideas are better, right? Two, what I was talking about with Euphoria specifically was the fact that it's like really interesting to see how sometimes huge pieces of media, right? Like, you know, everybody I know will watch Euphoria, and frequently it's like when it's like the night that it airs, like watch parties or whatever, you see the live of it or whatever. But I went and checked AO3 because it's such a highly rated show. It's won awards. The actors in it are phenomenal. Like, it's just a good show. But from my understanding, a good show. But you head on over to AO3, less than 2,100 fan words, and the show's been around since 2019. But you look at a show like Our Flag's Death, which you're like, we are watching that fandom be built from the ground up. Another thing I think is really interesting. And like with Stranger Things, I know there's been an explosion of Stranger Things fanfic because I used to write fanfic for Stranger Things back in like 2019. So even just like that shift from then to now. But a little while ago, I was asking people like what made them seek out fandom, or more specifically, what makes somebody seek out fanfic after they finish a piece of media. And a lot of the answers had to do with the what if, right? There's just enough unresolved, unfinished plot that you seek out resolution. The world building is good. There's too many gaps in it. You know, good characters, bad plot. So I think that's a lot of what it is that sometimes a show can be too good. And because it's too good, nobody wants to have anything to do with it when it's done. Because there's nothing to do with it. Sometimes things just need to be a little shitty. Like Supernatural, a little shitty.
I think,
yeah. No, it's true. If it's like too good, like even like random sitcoms, like I really like Psych, and I feel like in our regular Supernatural opinions, we always talk about Psych at least one time, so we're bringing it up today.
I have to fucking watch Psych.
You have to. I'll make you do it eventually.
But very fun characters. You could totally do like a lot with that. I mean, even like the idea of case fics, I feel, you know, and I think part of it was probably, I don't know how many people were watching it. It went on for like 8 seasons, so clearly people were watching it. It was also like more comedic, so again, I'm not sure if that also would take away some of the spark, but I think overall it was just like a pretty good show. I don't think that people were like, I need to fix this, you know?
I was gonna say, so like a good story leaves the party early, and then fandom exists in that what if.
Yeah.
It's very quotable.
Thinking about all the reasons that we said we found fanfic and stumbled upon fanfic, that makes sense. That tracks. That's exactly how I landed myself here.
Yeah, I have a very short list of fan fictions that I would write if I just really wanted to write fan fiction. And well, the ones for Supernatural are about characters that were in one episode and we never saw again.
Yeah.
No, but they're so cool. Bring them back. I need to know their whole story.
Well, season 2, you see like all the psychic kids, and I'm like staring at them. I'm like staring at Andy specifically. I'm like, I love you so much. I'm like, we can make it through this.
Something that I love about fandom is like people will see that side character and they're like, you have a fully fleshed out backstory now. I'm going to write it. You are so special. You are everything. And it's not just a Supernatural thing. Like in a Harry Potter fandom, there are characters that I'm like, are you canon or did somebody make you up? Right? Like, did you exist in like one sentence or?
Yep.
I love that. Just so good.
I mean, that's literally Cass, right? Like the fans latched on to Cass. They were like, who is this little guy? Tell me more about this little guy. They kept trying to be like, all right, he's closing out. And we're like, no. I need more of him. I need more of this. All right, fuck Sam and Dean. I need this man. And it worked. And it worked for 12 years. They could not get rid of him.
Thank
Which
God.
is probably the most successful, like, minor character ascension of all time. But it's so amazing.
He also led to a second one because Misha Collins was offered the role of Prince Charming on Once Upon a Time, and he turned it down because he got hired for Supernatural. And then they cast Josh Dallas, and he was so good in the role that his one like episode, they were gonna kill him off in the pilot, and then Josh Dallas was so good, and then he and the actual like actress that played Snow White, they fell in love for real, and he ended up being on 6 seasons.
Misha Collins out there saving lives.
Also, yeah, they got married for real and had 2 kids, so like that's Misha Collins' fault because he turned down that role. Like that would not have happened.
That's his power. That's his power. There you go.
It's this domino effect.
That's 2 full human beings fics would not exist if Misha Collins had taken that job instead of Supernatural.
Yeah, also, I literally wouldn't be, obviously, I wouldn't even be here talking to y'all if it were not for Misha Collins, because he was the one that convinced me to watch Supernatural. Supernatural is like my first true blue instant with fandom, and then everything just kind of spiraled out of control after that. You know, he's my nemesis, he's my everything. What can I say?
My baby girl, my little boy,
My rotten soldier,
my sweet cheese.
In his 40s, but that's fine.
my good time boy.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot more people literally just in the last couple of days talking about baby girlification of
Actually, wait,
characters.
I will say, as much as I do love Cass, I do think season 1 Dean, and then also the image that we don't get to see, but of like Stanford era Dean, because people are like,
Stanford era Dean.
the most baby girl of all.
Yeah, I made that video talking about me loving the phenomenon of the baby girlification of your manly, masculine male character. And everybody in the comments was like, it's okay, you can say Winchester. Like, this is who this is about, right? He's a baby girl, what about it? Let him be soft. Let him wear pajamas for once in his life. I was about to get really upset. Just let him wear pajamas, you know?
Old man now. Let him be like an old man who wants to do his old man things. It's like a 40-year-old.
Let him yell at the bird.
Yeah, I definitely am, sitting at home making this podcast, and I'm just like talking to Sam and Dean and calling them baby all the time. It's just how it goes. Just who they are.
Yeah. It's fun too, because I'm like, I can never make Cass suffer. Like, I'm gritting my teeth every time I have to like make something bad happen to him. Then I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to fuck up Dean today.
Have this dynamic with so many of my characters.
Oh my god, it's just
Dean
so
can
funny.
take
Like
it.
the difference. Can he?
Like, you are precious, you are delicate. You, on the other hand,
Yeah, Cass is friend shaped, Dean is trauma shaped. What about it?
It's fine.
you need development today.
Yeah, it's funny to like hurt Cass, to like hurt Dean in return. But I'm like, it's fine for Cass. He won't feel that. But like, so, you know. I feel like that was another thing I was thinking about that was Supernatural too, because despite how it beats down not just the characters that you love, but also you, the viewer, incessantly for 15 years, and then continues the madness even afterwards, like, it still can be a fairly funny show. I know, at least for me, I'm usually looking for some amount of like a humorous through line throughout like whatever piece of media, even if it's not an all-out comedy. You know, that was another reason why I liked Good Omens, was because it was kind of a humorous story. So I do think that is probably one of the reasons why I can put up with a lot of nonsense from Supernaturals, because sometimes you just get to an episode that's utterly ridiculous and can kind of make you laugh.
It gets so campy as it goes on. It's just like the tone shift. I am doing a rewatch right now. It's my husband's first watch. And so we are on season 6. I did make him skip 4 episodes last night so that we could watch The French Mistake. Phenomenal.
I can't think of a single episode in season 6 aside from French Mistake and The Man Who Would Be King, so you're probably fine.
Yeah.
Didn't Dean turn into a vampire in season 6 for like an episode?
Yeah.
I did want to write like a toxic evil vampire AU.
I think like the
We'll
first
get back
episode.
to that.
It's really early. I want to say it's like season 6, like episode like 3 or like 4 maybe.
Early
it's really
on.
early in season 6.
I like entered, there's a Destiel focused reproductive rights charity thing going on. Probably by the time this episode comes out, it'll have been over because it runs throughout July, but a bunch of people are donating things. So I made a video because I'm donating like one shots, and I'm like, what do you want me to write? And I'm like, and it was mostly just like insane out of pocket ideas to be like, here's the line for me. So you could do this, or like,
Something else.
Something else, but like, here's my line.
I totally thought you were going to say reproductive rights AU, and I was like, yeah, that tracks.
There was a fic like that.
I definitely saw some fics that were in the wake of Roe v. Wade being overturned.
Well, they have all the links, and it won't get taken down on AO3, so I think that's why some people did that. The screenshots were fun.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that might be... It's like the fucking Destiel meme where it's like they've taken our rights away, but it's just through a Destiel fic. That's how you found out. At least one person found out that way, right?
Definitely.
Like,
probably. You know what? That would make it more bearable for me, honestly.
That is a superior meme format.
I just think finding out via Destiel fic would have been better than, I don't know, Twitter.
The Destiel fic would be the court jester hat a soft blow.
Yeah, exactly.
Where do you get that court jester hat, actually? Where did you find that? Did you order that, or did you, like, buy it in person? I need to know.
My mom bought it for me on Amazon, and she sent it to my house. And so when we got back from it, we were in Jacksonville for a wedding back in March. When I got back, it was in my mailbox. She was like, if you want to be a clown, here you go, Mom.
You're brave for letting your mom be involved.
She made an account specifically to follow me, and you will find her in my comment section. It's really easy because her username is Mama Vicarous. So, I mean, you could spot her.
I've definitely seen her pop into a live or two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? That's a good question. I was just thinking about this because I feel like we have kind of a spectrum of how, like, I don't know, out are you in terms of being into fandom to, like, other people. I have a few real life friends who are into fandom, and so it's like, yeah, it makes sense if they follow me on these accounts. I have a few friends now who were never into fandom, probably will never be, but now they follow me on, like, TikTok and Twitter. And I'm like, how do we, like, navigate that? You know, I'm trying to be like, it's just like a thing that I do for fun, you know, like after work, I'll go for a run, I'll do yoga, I'll do my pottery class, you know, and I'm gonna write toxic evil vampire Destialeu, you know, and talk about it on Twitter, you know, and they're
One
all
of these things is not like the others.
But I'm also like, oh God, no, do I block my own friend? And what if they find out? Am I gonna have to explain why I blocked? So it's like I ping pong between the two of them.
I definitely have a moment of panic anytime anybody I know follows any of the podcast social medias for either of the podcasts that I do. That is definitely a moment of panic for me. Fan fiction wise, you know, like I said, I scrubbed all my early stuff from the surface of the internet, so it's not something that's easily found. And I usually didn't write with my own name back then. But like since I do TikTok, I'm like, well, my face is already out there on the internet talking about Supernatural like literally every day. So I guess I'm just gonna lean into it. And so like my handle is very identifiable as me. It's yeah. But like I don't know. My friends, they're into fandom too for the most part. So it's fine. If they want to read it, they can. And if they don't, then they don't have to. And everyone else just doesn't really care. I'm from a family of people who don't care about media to the extent that I do.
They know how to be normal about things.
Yeah,
I'm from a family of nerds.
Actually, that's another point too. I feel like do you ever talk to someone and they'll say something like, oh yeah, I binge watched like this entire series like over the last week. Like I was talking to someone years ago and they're like, oh yeah, I finished all of Breaking Bad. I was like, whoa, you know, I heard that was like a really good show. What did you think about it? And they were like, it was good. And that's all they had to say.
That's never once been my experience.
I only say that kind of thing about a show if I just kind of watched it just to have something to watch and had like no enjoyment.
Everybody and their mother knows about my involvement in fandom, and like recently, the only times that I've been like about somebody following me is that a couple of my high school English teachers have followed me, and my thing with that is not that I'm talking about fandom; it's that on occasion I talk about it, right? And like that was my with that, but also like with the whole apocalypse, finding out that like I without thinking had like tagged an Omegaverse tag on one of the videos, and that was a video that Misha commented on. Like I feel like of course he knows, but also I didn't. So you know, it's degrees of separation. But
yeah, do you just tag Omegaverse on all your like videos like automatically? Like I tag all my videos like supernatural opinions, like all of them pretty much.
Not all of them. Like so on occasion it is like, especially if I've just done like a string of like Omegaverse related videos, because I don't type it out because I have like I use same 3-4 hashtags for literally everything, and then so sometimes it'll be a video that's not about fandom or fanfic at all, and just without thinking I'll like tag on the hashtags. And so like it's a little funny actually. So like when you know my brother died and I like made the video to let people know, it had those tags at the end of it, and everybody was like, is this a joke? Like what fanfic is this? I said my life. And like that entire day I look back and I was like autopilot then because it was like my birthday, so it wasn't a great
totally a natural reason to be on autopilot.
You're probably going through a lot.
I was going through it.
My 9 to 5 is in digital marketing, so all I could think of is just like, well, yeah, you know, you got to maintain that brand image. I'm so sorry. I'm so
funny.
sorry.
It's okay. That is funny.
You know, life is like a rich tapestry. You know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot happening all the time, all at once, forever.
Yeah. And also, a part of it too is like if I don't put those hashtags on there, it will like I'll have what I call like payment breach, which is people who like know about fanfic don't know anything about anything. We'll see it. Yeah, because recently I had a video. It's the one where I was talking about how Greg gave me a panic attack because he licked his flea medicine.
Cats are so out of pocket, just scaring everyone to death.
Greg was Gregging, right? And so I slapped on those hashtags without thinking about it. And then so many people were like, I thought this was a fanfic at first. And then I realized it was not. Or like, people were just commenting on it. I think it's at like 1.5 million views or something like that. And so there are people who have never seen me a day before in their life just like being me in my comment section, like being out of pocket.
Oh, well, that's just rude.
Yeah. And I'm like, I will put this on friends only. Like, don't think that I will.
This episode of the podcast feels like a good time for me to say, for what feels like the millionth time, it is okay to just keep scrolling. If you see something you don't like on the internet, you can scroll past it and not comment. We don't need to hear from you.
Don't read.
It is